My friend tricked me into babysitting her kids, but I discovered why and canceled on her. So a week ago, I got a phone call from someone I would consider a friend, Jessica. We're not super close, but we're friendly, and get together with the same group of friends a lot. She called and said that her kids were talking about how much fun they have with mine, and wanted to know if we were free next Saturday. My kids really do like her kids, and I want to be better friends with her as well, so I said sure. She was relieved, and said her husband would be out of town and she needed a babysitter from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. I felt like it was a major bait and switch, because I thought she wanted to do something altogether, but instead this was just a jazzed-up way of asking me to watch her kids. I felt bad backing out when I had already told her I was completely free that day. I should have said something right then, but I didn't. Well, yesterday, I ran into a friend of mine at the mall and she asked if I was excited for Saturday. I thought that was weird, because no, I'm not excited to babysit someone else's kids for 14 hours. I said my kids were definitely excited, because who wants to share their true feelings, right? She said, oh good. Is your husband taking them to do something fun? Or who is watching them? This really confused me and I ended up making a face, then responded that I was watching them. Suddenly she was the one looking confused and asked, oh, so you're not coming? Well, last week I didn't go to the end-of-year Parent-Teacher Association meeting because I had just started my period and I felt crappy and didn't want to go. I guess after meeting, some friends went out to lunch. They decided to plan a big girls' day to relax before the kids are back home all day for the summer. Going to the city, shopping, pedicures, eating at nice restaurants, that kind of thing. When it was brought up that I would probably love to go too, my friend Jessica said she needed to talk to me about some PTA matters that I missed so. She told everyone that she would ring me to catch me up on what I missed, but Jessica decided to use me as her babysitter. So, I called Jessica and told her I wasn't aware of the girls' day at the time, and that I wouldn't be able to watch her kids after all. She asked if my husband could watch her kids too, which obviously was also a big fat no. She started crying that she really needed this, and what would she do now since her husband won't be home? She continued sobbing and claimed it's too late to find someone willing to watch 5 kids for 14 hours, with no pay. Once the tears weren't working, she just got angry. Suddenly saying it was rude to back out of a commitment just so I could selfishly do something fun, and how I'm an awful friend. My friends are all feeling super uncomfortable with the whole thing. We're all typically a very happy, drama-free friend group, so I know no one wants to take sides, yet there are some that are taking her side. I'm wondering if I even go at all. The most hurtful part of this has been my friends siding with her. We're not the type of friend group that gets together all the time, but we do get together for birthdays every once in a while, or after a meeting like this day. I've known most of them over a decade, so I thought we had some substance to our relationships. Despite this, no one is acting like it was super absurd. I mean, come on, why aren't my friends taking my side? I'm obviously not guilty here. I'm honestly wondering if I even want to go at this point. I do know one thing though, I'm not watching her kids. Update. I followed the advice from a lot of you to talk to one of the friends I'm closer to in the group, Sarah, to kind of get a feel for what was going on. Sarah said she was frustrated with everyone. After I had run into my friend at the mall, she had filled everyone in on what had happened. They all agreed that the mean Jessica shouldn't have lied or tricked me into watching her kids, but they all sympathize with her. It is Jessica's 15th anniversary this weekend, but her husband forgot and had planned a boys' camping trip. So she was sad and angry with her husband, and they all knew she would really need a little getaway to cheer her up. Though it doesn't sound like anyone blamed me for not babysitting, they were disappointed for her, and put all of their energy into making a plan for her to still be able to go. No one really seemed to bat an eye whether I was going to go or not, or care that I was sad, except for Sarah. However, when it came time to make final plans for everything, someone decided to do the math and realized that if I was going to come, we would no longer all fit into one car. It's a 2-hour drive to the city, so taking one vehicle was definitely ideal. Sarah volunteered to drive her car and we would just take 2, but it all just felt so forced and so uncomfortable that I just ended up backing out. I have always known I'm not one of the most involved friends in the group, but I've known most of them for almost a decade, so I guess I thought there was more substance to our friendship than they all did. I don't think any of them have anything against me or dislike me, but I'm realizing I'm just not that important to them. It was pretty disappointing, and it definitely opened my eyes. So that all happened on Thursday, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty heartbroken by it all. The next day when my husband came home for lunch, he told me to hurry and pack an overnight bag, because he had booked a hotel room for me and my sister-in-law to go have our own girls' night. His mom and sister pulled up an hour later so his mom could watch the kids after my husband went back to work, and his sister, who is seriously just the best, and I had the best 24-hour getaway ever. Some people can be real jerks. I just feel so dang lucky that my husband and family aren't.